Hi, today we're going to make an expenses envelope for the Filofax Personal. The sheet of paper that you're going to need to do that is this one. You can download this from my website. You can see the address on screen now of the download link. And what you'll notice is that this is an ordinary sheet of A4. It's printed in this section here. There's a table to capture your personal expenses. I've got headings for date, item, the amount, and a final column headed account, which enables me to record whether I've spent cash or used a credit card for the particular expense. Now, once you've printed one of these out, there are three things that you're going to need to do. You're going to need to cut, you're going to need to fold, and you're going to need to glue. Except I don't do it in that order. The first thing that I do is fold, then I cut, and then I glue. That's the way I'm going to demonstrate it today. If you look at these four corner pieces here, you can see that I've added some folding guides, and that's where I'm going to start. So I'm going to do a fold to fold down all of these flaps exactly along the line of the guides, and I'm going to use a bone folder to make sure that those folds are absolutely sharp. I'm going to do it for the other long flap now. Okay, and you can see I'm taking a bit of care to make sure that I absolutely follow the guides that I've made, because that will make sure that when this is all folded and glued, it's exactly the same size as a regular Filofax Personal sheet, so that it sits in the binder and it doesn't stick out and it doesn't look all wonky or like a trapezoid or some other weird shape. So there's the folding done, first of all. Now what you'll notice is that there are some light lines here for me to cut out the shape, which is what I'm going to do now. You can use a knife for this. I'm going to use scissors, and the nice thing about having pre-folded it is that you get some kind of tactile feedback for when you've actually cut far enough. If you've done this sort of thing before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, and if you haven't, well, you're in for a nice surprise. Now, you don't have to be incredibly accurate for most of this cut, but the very tip here, you do need to be quite accurate, because that's going to determine how your envelope opens and closes in one case, and in the other case how it fits together when you stick it. Okay, so this is going pretty well at the moment. I'm just going to cut the bottom flap so this piece can then go away, and I'll cut along the length of this first long flap here. As I say, you don't have to be terribly accurate for these, because you're going to be gluing and part of this is going to be obscured in any case, and at the end of the day it's only the back, it's not the front. So I'm going to do a similarly speedy job, hopefully, on the last couple of bits here. And you should be able to see now that this is turning into the sort of template that you would normally expect to see for an envelope. If you go and take any envelope that you've got lying around the house and you carefully unfold it, you'll find that it turns into this kind of shape, a central square, and then four tabs, and sometimes they're straight like this and sometimes they're triangular, but this is certainly the most simple way to make an envelope. Okay, so we now have liberated just the envelope itself with the central portion, which you're going to look at, and the four tabs. Now, if I fold it up at the back, I'm going to start with excuse me, these tabs. That one's going to fold up there, and all of these I'm going to glue. The top I'm going to leave as a flap so that I can still tuck the expenses receipts inside it. Actually gluing that would turn out to be Quite a silly mistake at the end of the job, but believe me, I have done it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to glue, just using a regular glue stick, the edge of this long flap here. Only the edge, because I don't want any of the glue to go further than the edge and potentially glue the inside parts of the envelope together. That would be quite difficult. Just check again which is the bottom edge. It's this one. So I'm just going to put another bit of glue along there to hold it all together, and then using the bone folder afterwards to smooth out that joint, take out any air bubbles, and I'm pretty much done then. I've got an expenses envelope with a flap that opens, and I can put all my receipts in there and save them to the end of the month or the accounting period. So the only thing that I've got to do now is to punch holes in that. So I'm going to do that with my hole punch. And there we are. A personal expenses envelope ready to store in my Filofax, record my transactions and keep hold of my receipts. It's a shame Filofax don't make these anymore, but now we've got a way to make them ourselves. Hopefully you'll find that useful, and I'll look forward to making another video very soon.